Hey everybody, today I have a nice beginners Pilates workout for you. So let's get started by laying on your back in neutral spine. You're going to activate your deep abdominal muscles, so your T-zone. If you want more information about activating your T-zone, please refer to my Pilates Basics video, link below. So laying on your back with your knees bent, shoulders pulling back and down, and neutral spine, tighten your T-zone. And we're going to go into bent knee fallouts. So with bent knee fallouts, we're just lowering one knee out to the side as far as possible without letting the hips rock. So we breathe in to lower the leg and breathe out to bring it back in, and then swap sides. Awesome work, keep it going. So we're using this exercise to warm up your core and get it activated properly for your workout. That's it, keep it going. Fabulous. Okay, next we're going into lift foot. So with lift foot, we're going to breathe out as you lift one leg up into tabletop position. So in tabletop position, your knee is at 90 degrees, the knee is above the hip, and the toe is pointed. Excellent. Breathing out to bring the leg up into tabletop, breathing in to lower it back to the ground. Swap legs. Just check those shoulders are pulling back and down and the chin's tucked in. Your T-zone's tight. And you're exhaling to lift that leg up into tabletop position, keeping the pelvis and spine as still as possible. Good. So we're going to add on. We're going into lift foot and extend. So you're going to inhale one leg up into tabletop position and then exhale and extend the leg out along the floor, straightening the knee. And then inhale, bend the leg back in, and then exhale, lower the leg to the floor, and then swap legs. So to make this harder, you can extend the leg lower and further. To make it easier, you go higher and not out as far. Good. Check the shoulders are pulling back and down and the chin's tucked in. Check your T-zone's tight and your back is in neutral spine. Really focusing on keeping the core tight so you're not arching through the back as you extend that leg. Remember, the spine shouldn't be moving, the hips shouldn't be rocking. The core should be really tight and activated. Keep that T-zone firing. And just remember, when you're working out, you should be feeling it through the muscles that you're trying to activate. So you shouldn't be feeling any back, hip, neck, or joint pain. And remember, you can take a rest anytime. If you feel like the muscle's fatiguing and it's going into other muscles that shouldn't be activating, just take a rest, regroup, and then jump back in whenever you're ready. Again, if you want to make this harder, you're really lowering the leg as low as you can and stretching through the toe. That's it, as low and as far as you can. But again, your back shouldn't be arching, your hips shouldn't be rocking. Your T-zone should be tight. Awesome work. Okay, next we're going into abdominal curls. So interlace your fingers and place them at the back of your head, elbows wide and shoulders pulling back and down. So you're going to breathe in, activate your T-zone, and then breathe out as you curl the body up and shorten your rib cage to your hip bones. Excellent. So remember, you're using your core to pull you up. You're not using your arms, you're not using momentum. You're using your core muscles to draw you up, to curl the body up, and then to control it slowly back down. You should start to feel your abdominals working, maybe even burning. That's it. Keep those elbows wide. Keep your head gently resting into your hands with your chin tucked in. Awesome work. Work that core. Awesome work. All right, next we're going into oblique curls. So the same as the abdominal curl, but now we're going across the body. So your right rib cage is shortening towards your left hip bone, and then you're coming back down, and then you're going to the opposite side, left rib cage to right hip bone, and then coming back down. Beautiful. So breathing out as you curl the body up, and then breathing in as you slowly control back down. Awesome work. Keep it going. Remember, keep hollowing out the belly, drawing in through the T-zone, keeping the shoulders back and down, the chin tucked in, and the back should be in neutral, and the hips should not be rocking. Excellent work. You are doing amazing. Hopefully your abs are on fire. Okay, so adding on, we're going to add on a lift foot. So the leg that you're curling up towards, you're going to lift into the tabletop position and then slowly control it back down. That's it. So breathe out to curl the body up and lift the leg, and then breathe in to lower back down. Remember, the hips shouldn't be rocking. The shoulders are pulling back and down. The elbows are wide and the chin's tucked in. Keep hollowing out through the core. Keep your T-zone tight and enjoy. One thing I do notice when I see people doing this exercise is their elbow aiming towards the knee. That's not what you're actually trying to do. You're trying to get your rib cage across to the hip bone, shortening the distance, say from your right rib cage to your left hip bone, contracting those oblique muscles and then releasing them. So think your right rib cage to left hip bone, and then when you come to the other side, your left rib cage to your right hip bone, shortening the distance between the two and keeping your shoulders back and down and elbows wide. All right, give those knees a nice hug. That's it. Release the back if there was any tension building up. Okay, and we're going to go into some glute work. So we have pelvic curls. So laying on your back with your feet hip distance apart, draw in your T-zone, squeeze your glutes, slightly tuck your tailbone under, and then roll your spine off the ground, vertebra by vertebra, as high as you can without arching your back. So you're trying to make a straight line from your knees to shoulders. That's it. And then you're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra. So you're going to breathe out to roll up, and then breathe in to roll back down. Really pushing through the heels to activate your glutes. And you want to make sure your knees aren't collapsing in or winging out. You want to keep them hip width distance apart. Excellent. Make sure your shoulders are pulling back and down, chin tucked in. Excellent. And again, making sure you're not arching your back at the top. So you really want to keep the rib to hip connection so your ribs aren't splaying out. Keep the obliques tight, the belly button to spine. So hollowing out your belly. Excellent. You should feel this through your glutes and the back of the legs. And maybe a stretch through the front of the legs. Awesome work. You're doing excellent. So the next pelvic curl, we're going to hold at the top. So keep the weight through the heels, squeeze the glutes, keep the rib to hip. Hold that position, and then we're going to slightly open the knees and then bring them back to hip distance apart. So breathe out to open, breathe in to bring them back in. It's not a massive movement, it's just a little one. Just got to fire up the glutes a little bit more. That's it. And remember to keep the shoulders pulling back and down, chin tucked in. That's it. Working the core, T-zone tight. Working the glutes. Keep tucking the tailbone under. Keep drawing the ribs to hips. Excellent. Keep it going. Okay, last one. Bring your knees back to hip width distance apart, and then slowly lower the spine back to the ground vertebra by vertebra. Great. We're going to flip it over and go into knee lifts. With knee lifts, we're starting in the all four position. So your hands are under your shoulders, knees under the hips, your spine is in neutral, and your shoulders are pulling back and down, and your chin's tucked in, so the head and the neck is in line with the rest of the spine. From here, draw in your T-zone, and then we're just going to lift the knees, hover them off the ground a centimeter. Hold for a second, and then just lower back down. So we're working the core to stabilize your body in neutral spine. We're also working the upper body, so the arms and the chest, to hold some of the body weight. So do really focus on pulling those shoulders back and down, and then also making sure your upper body isn't sagging between the shoulder blades. So you're pushing the ground away, lifting the upper spine away from the ground, lifting the head, keeping that chin tucked in. Awesome. You should feel your core working, your upper body. Really good. Last one. Excellent. Fabulous. Okay, coming back to the all four position, we're going to extend one arm and the opposite leg out away from your body. We're really focusing on keeping that neutral alignment. So you really want to think of drawing your belly button to spine, so your T-zone's tight, drawing your ribs to hips, so you're not arching your back as you lift the limbs. So you can make this easier by not lifting and extending the arm and leg as high or as far, keeping it closer to the body and closer to the ground. Or to make it harder, you really stretch through the limbs. Again, drawing in through your T-zone, drawing your ribs to hips, so you're not arching your back as you lift the limbs. Keep pulling your shoulders back and down. Keep the chin tucked in. That's it. The main aim here, though, is keeping that core super tight and the ribs to hips. You should feel the glute activate as you extend the leg. Good. And the shoulder, maybe as you're lifting the arm. Keep pulling those shoulders back and down. Work those muscles between the shoulder blades, pulling them back and down. Beautiful. You are doing amazing, and guess what? We are up to our last exercise today. It is the Pilates push-up. So you're going to get into a high plank position with your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width, just at the edge of your mat. And we're going to hold that neutral position, so belly button to spine, T-zone tight, shoulders pulling back and down, chin tucked in. And you're going to lower your body towards the ground in 3 levels. 3, 2, 1, down, and then drive up in 1 movement. Now you really want to keep your body in neutral spine as you're lowering the body down. So you want to keep your ribs to hips, so you're not arching through your lower back. You're not sticking your butt up in the air. You're not letting the head hang towards the ground. Keeping that neutral spine, so chin tucked in, ribs to hips, core working hard. And when you're lowering down, you're lowering your chest between your hands. You're working your chest to drive you up. Guess what? You're done. You've just done 14 minutes of Pilates, and now we're going to have a stretch. Starting with the press stretch, this stretches under your arms and maybe your lower back if it's tight. With your knees hip width distance apart, sit your bottom back towards your heels. Stretch out through your arms, your hands, really lengthen them as you're sitting your bottom down onto your heels. I absolutely love this stretch. It really helps to wind down your nervous system as well. Just remember to take some nice deep breaths, keep your T-zone tight. Excellent. All right, slowly coming up from that, we're going to roll over into a hamstring stretch. So laying on your back, we're going to draw one leg up towards you as the other one's bent and resting on the ground. You can grab the back of the calf, the back of the thigh, or even the foot if you're quite flexible. Just remember to try to keep your back in neutral and your bottom on the ground so it's not rolling under and tucking under. That's it. This will stretch the back of the leg. Just remember with stretches, you're going easy. It should be a gentle stretch, no straining. Okay, now that top leg's going to bend and you're going to cross the ankle over the other thigh. Flex the foot back towards the shin to protect the knee. Now this might already be enough of a glute stretch. If not, thread your hands through and grab the thigh and draw it towards you. Keeping the T-zone tight, the shoulders pulling back and down. Nice deep breaths. Let your body relax. All right, we're going to go and do the hamstring and the glute stretch on the other side. So raising the other leg towards the sky. Remember, you can keep a soft bend at the knee. Keep your hips nice and square so they're not rotating or rocking. Keep your buttocks on the ground so your butt's not tucking under, you're not rounding the back. Okay, time for the glute stretch on the other side. So crossing the ankle over the thigh, flex the foot back towards the shin, stretching out the glute. This might be enough, otherwise thread your hands through and draw the legs towards you. Good. Try to keep the buttocks on the ground so the buttocks isn't tucking under, you're not rounding your back. This will help actually stretch out the glutes more. Beautiful. All right. Slowly roll it up. We're nearly done. Okay, we're going to do the hip flexor stretch, which stretches the front of the thigh. So kneeling with one foot forward, tuck the tailbone. Think ribs to hips and T-zone tight. Then you're going to lift the arm of that back leg. You should feel this stretch through the front of the thigh. Again, make sure you're thinking ribs to hips so you're not arching through your lower back. Great, let's do the other side. This stretch is fantastic. If you do a lot of sitting or driving, it will stretch the part of the hip that is shortened when you do a lot of sitting. So it is an important one to do. Just remember, think ribs to hips so you actually get the hip flexor stretching. Yes, your Pilates workout is done. Well done. Now, if you'd like to join me, I'm taking 5 deep breaths as I love to complete my workout with this. It relaxes your nervous system and it feels so good. So you're going to breathe in, squat, and circle the arms up. Breathe out to release it. So breathe in, squat, circle your arms up. Use your core, use your legs. Breathe out to release. Thank yourself for showing up today. I'm proud of you. Have a great day and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now. Oh, and don't forget to leave a comment below if you enjoyed this workout and make sure you subscribe. See you next time. Bye.